Today, the General Store on 24 is located on Route 24 in Lewis.
Headlines you can't get through your day without. On Power 1017.
A lot of headlines going on this morning. Jess, what you got?
All right, so in China, one of the most populated districts is on lockdown right now after almost 1 million residents had to be quarantined due to a COVID flare-up. The order to stay home came on Monday, but residents were exempted from the lockdown when they needed to undergo the COVID testing. China is going to stick with the COVID zero pillars of lockdowns and mass testing to control the biggest flare-up in about 2 months, despite the heavy cost. Thousands of protesters.
Is that, hold on. Is that like what they're going to do now?
What?
Every time a bunch of people get COVID, you got to lock down?
I'm not sure. This is in China. I have
That's
no
what
idea
I'm
how they're
saying.
gonna do
That's
it.
crazy.
But this is a flare-up, and it's over 1 million residents. So.
Because it
It's a
just
lot of
seems like this
people.
ongoing circle, like back to the same old.
Yeah, they said due, to the heavy cost of it and the testing, it doesn't matter. This is how they're going to do it. And they're trying to control the biggest flare-up in 2 months. 1 million residents. Yep.
That's crazy.
Thousands of protesters took to the streets of Paris on Sunday after weeks of strikes at oil refineries for higher wages. The four unions have called the protest to help protect the right to strike after the government ordered some oil refinery workers to move by unions as a violation of their constitutional rights. So pictures and videos were trending of that over the weekend. Now, the co-founders of BioNTech, the company that partnered with Pfizer to develop the vaccine shot against COVID-19, is now predicting that a cancer vaccine could be available within the next decade.
I heard about this.
A cancer vaccine would be built upon breakthroughs achieved by the scientists during the development of the COVID-19 vaccine. A first-generation iPhone from 2007 is currently on the auction block, so check your junk drawers and see if you have one, because you could get an estimate $30,000 if you put it up for auction.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Wow, 50 times the original price. The auction started at $2,500, and right now it looks like it's going to go for over $30,000. Unbelievable. Also, the Maryland State Police are investigating a hit-and-run crash. This was trending over the weekend as well. Pictures are trending online as well. It happened on Friday night in Wycomico County. Police say that just before 8 p.m. on October the 14th, the Maryland State Police Salisbury Barrack troopers responded to the area of Old Ocean City Road and Main Street in Pittsville for a hit-and-run crash. Witnesses told police that a two-door Chevy Chevelle SS was traveling west on Old Ocean City Road at the same time a Ford pickup truck began tailgating the Chevy. The Chevy tried to slow down, but the Ford sped up, hit the back of the Chevy, pushing it into a field before leaving the scene, according to police. The driver of the Chevy, the front seat passenger, and a juvenile passenger in the back seat was taken to Tidal Health by ambulance. At the scene, investigators did find Ford brand vehicle parts. Witnesses described the Ford as a newer model, dark-colored diesel pickup truck. The truck may be lifted with a light kit and dark-colored windows. Police say that investigators right now are believing that the suspected vehicle will have extensive front-end damage. If anyone has any information at all, please call 410-749-3101, and callers may remain anonymous. This is a crazy situation, too. It happened in Rehoboth. 2 Sussex County men are now facing serious charges after a robbery took place on Saturday night at around 10:30 p.m. on Saturday night at the Wawa located at Veterans Way in Rehoboth. They got a call. Investigators determined that a 39-year-old male was there leaving the parking lot on his scooter when he was stopped by 2 subjects. One of the 2 subjects grabbed the victim by his jacket, threatened to kill him, told him to hand over his wallet, his scooter, and other personal belongings. The suspect then began to physically assault him and showed a knife as well. The second suspect showed the victim a handgun, and the victim did give up his personal belongings. He sat on the ground. Investigators say that the first suspect tried to get away on the stolen scooter but was unable to operate it. Both suspects ran from the scene, and according to police, they did find them. One is 19-year-old Francisco Martinez of Millsboro and 19-year-old Kyle Kilgo of Rehoboth Beach. They tried to run from police, but they were later found and arrested with the help of the Delaware State Police Aviation Unit, and they're now both being held at SCI.
Wow.
Wow. And then Wes Moore He was here on the Eastern Shore.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Celebrating his birthday.
Yes, he was at Pocomoke.
He was at a special fish fry event in Pocomoke.
Okay.
Yes. He was pledging to make sure that issues crucial here to the area receive lots of attention in Annapolis. He also toured Salisbury with Mayor Jake Day. He also went to Morgan's Oyster House. And he also had a meeting with Maryland General Assembly Speaker Cherie Sample Hughes.
I actually said something to my wife about going to
Wow.
the fish fry. We were tied up a little bit,
Yeah.
but look at that. Here comes his tour bus. Here he comes.
Wow.
This is Aruna Miller, who's running as his lieutenant governor, and Wes Moore is running for governor of Maryland. He said, I pulled up for my birthday fish fry in Pocomoke.
They're celebrating. Wow.
Man, that's a cool governor, I can tell you that.
All the signs.
And then a plane flew by. Happy birthday, Wes Moore.
Wow.
Come on, how y'all feeling?
We've got 23 days to wake up. 23 days to wake up to reject this premise that this is about one group winning and one group losing. This is about Maryland winning this decade. We are going to fully address the challenges that we see and the issues of climate that we continue to see in our environments, making sure that we have clean waterways, making sure that it's not just about environmental protection, that's also about economic protection. Knowing that our children deserve a 21st century education system and a 21st century education system, not just for some of our children, but for all of our children. That we are going to be the first state in this country that will have a service year option for all of our high school graduates. Because service is sticky. And in this time of political divisiveness and political vitriol, it is service that will help to save us, and Maryland will lead the way. So when people come up to us and say, you guys are spending a whole lot of time out in the Eastern Shore, or a whole lot of time in the Western Mountains, or a whole lot of time in Hartford and Cecil County, or a whole lot of time down in Southern Maryland and everywhere in between, our answer's simple. Get used to it.
All right, so there you go. So that was, and it was funny because
He said get used to it.
yeah, I was one who was like, is he going to
He's
come
not
to the
over
Eastern
here.
Shore? He needs to
Yes,
come to the
I
Eastern
wanna
Shore.
See him over here more.
Yeah, and
Yes.
now, he stays
doing
here.
it. Yeah.
He stays here, which is great. So, Wes Moore definitely doing it. Also, yesterday, if you guys were in West Ocean City, you saw protesters on the side of the road in front of Coastal Smokehouse.
What
They were
happened?
protesting for justice for Gavin,
Oh, wow! Look at that crowd.
and that's just a little section. So, just
They'll
FYI.
have signs. Oh, wow.
So,
So things are really starting to pick up now.
well,
You might see more and more of that.
we're going on 4 months.
Yeah.
The 90-day mark was just like last week, week and a half ago. So it's working its way into 4 months.
Yeah.
6:50. It's a Bill and Jessica show. We'll go over the NFL weekend. We'll go over MLB weekend coming up next. Good morning.
Hey.